Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Doing things a little different here. As you can see, we're in StreamYard. I signed up for StreamYard. One of the things I wanted to do was upgrade where I'm recording from. And StreamYard seemed to be a very interesting place to come from. So we're here, and I'm going to end up doing the word of the day from here from StreamYard. We're going to do the word of the day. So I hope everybody watched the last videos. Definitely, they were awesome. I did a live version on YouTube just the other day. I definitely appreciate that. By doing that, it allows me, right, to go to the next level in my videos with StreamYard. But thank you for watching them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to record this, and I'm going to put this out from StreamYard. As you can sign up for free, it only gives you a certain amount of time. I'm not going to go into that because we're getting into something that's really, really good today. We're getting into something that you guys are familiar with. Be a little bit patient with me because I'm learning how to maneuver through StreamYard. I just started and just been in here about 15 minutes. Decided that I was going to record. Decided I was going to go in, and I wanted to share some stuff. So, yeah, and so I'm learning how to do it. And so how are you guys today? Let me take this out when I don't need it. And yes, awesome. How are you guys doing today? Hope you definitely appreciate you guys on the last watches on the last video. Okay. It's awesome. Awesome job. What can we do to increase the volume of our growth? How we're seeing stuff, how we're applying our everyday conscious raised through using our different knowledge of ascension has tools to take us to the next level. So we're going to do word of the day today. I haven't did word of the day for a little bit, and I got a very interesting word for this on the word of the day today. Definitely let's present and share the screen. And we're going to share screen, and we're going to talk about something that definitely, let me get this off. I'm seeing better without it. It's the maneuverability here, right? For me, it's the maneuverability here. So right here on this word of the day, right? I can maneuver there. Look what we have. We have the word weird, and we know that we at times through your life, if you raised your consciousness and had these experiences, and people, we've used the word weird as if it was, we use the word weird as if it was something that was, we'd call people weird. They would stand out. They weren't followers, right? We even go back to our childhood and our school days and through our life when we were influenced by being part of the group, and we would call people weird. Oh, that guy. And they were just always a little bit different from the norm of all those who were what we would call maybe, followers, popular. But we also know that aspect is not being, is actually being a follower and not a leader, and actually not being aware that you're just following others and their beliefs and wants and desires. It's really not finding your authentic self, right? But really, what does this word mean? And this is very interesting. Watch what this word means. It's not what we think and as many of us know with etymology, much of the stuff that we see in the words, we just keep decoding and seeing the language is a matrix within itself of technology to hijack you, or you can set yourself free. But you need to know, because you could be continually, by using language and self-talk, speaking down to yourself, descending yourself, causing spiritual atrophy to yourself, not enhancing, but decreasing yourself into not waking, getting stuck, being polarized to one side or the other, right? Which we know is heavily being pushed on us. So let's see what weird means and see what we think it means. So weird actually right away says having power to control fate. My God, it kicked off with something that was just the next level of consciousness. When I see that from what we've been talking about recently, about how fate is a temporal state, and as long as you're still being on this samsara wheel feedback loop of karma, and you're always going to hit fates in the temporal things, because I'm telling you, fate is different than creating your destiny. Your fate is aspects of a temporal mindset, or just a seasonal mindset of what comes through the fate of samsara or karma, right? So weird actually right away says you have power through it. Yes. We said it was somebody who wasn't fitting in a class. That's wrong. That's a programming. That was given a misconception. And then when we call people weird and they don't have power because they're really not the meaning. Weird, actually, having power to control your fate means you're in power. This is a spiritual high place of ascension, to be weird. You're not like the rest because you're not a follower. You're different. You're connecting back into your authenticity, right? You're connecting back into being authentic, not autistic, authentic. Maybe that's connected too. So when we see that, fate, chance, fortune, destiny, I'm telling you, fates and destiny are not the same. Literally, which comes from Proto-Germanic, worth, source of Old Saxon word, like word, wort, fate, Norse, and it goes down. And as you go down farther, the sense of development, turning to becoming. Actually, being weird is ascension word. It's a power-induced word of being different because you've taken the development. Watch as we skip down all these pronouns and what they mean and the different languages. When we get to the sense, it says the root word were, to turn and to bend, the airbender. You're actually even taking light and bending it. You're actually taking situations, because nothing, and we keep talking about that. What do we keep saying here? That time is not linear, that it is a turn, a U-turn. It is connective like a circle. It is always something that has a feedback loop. It always something, that's why they say history always, what's history always do? History always repeats itself. We get caught in these feedback loops of repeating stuff unless we start changing. And some stuff you want to repeat because it's giving you the equipping you to change. It's equipping you to go to the next level. It's equipping you to do the work that you need to do on yourself, to have the flexibility of raising your consciousness. So when I see that, it gives you the development, turning to becoming, and the turning is fate. Once you hit fate, you turn to become your destiny. Weird is something that we wanted to run, or nobody wants to be weird. Man, call me weird all you want when I know what it really means now. Come on now. Next level. What's really this mean? What's really going on here? What's happening here? What's happening here? Wow, that's blowing my mind. So let's read down a little farther and see what we can see. The sense of uncanny supernatural development. Middle English use the weird sisters for the three fates of the norm. Germanic mythology, the goddess who controlled human destiny that were portrayed as odd, frightening in appearance, as in Macbeth. Yeah, that story about Macbeth. Let's go down a little farther. So we are really, as we go into here and we look at this, let's go back to the studio and let's see if I don't think we need to share this anymore. Let's drop the screen share. Let's pull me up a little bit more. This is mind-blowing. Weird is not at all what we've been propagated to believe. That's what I'm saying, folks. Here at West Coast Uncensored, we're not about believing. There's a difference, a creative maturity of knowing. There's a difference between knowing and believing. Not in the same ballpark. Nope. And many of us are seeing this. So you weirdos out there, join the club, because that means you're powerful and you can change your fate. A weird, you have power. You've been empowered to change things to the next level for yourself. This would be that spiritual ascension when we're always talking about alchemy and spiritual ascensions, right? And once I get used to this, I do like it. It does have a fade back into this, so I have to really kind of stay in a certain area. Not so much this, but here I have the light above you. So when I really look at this, what are we saying? What are we doing? How are we shifting, right? How are we shifting? How are we learning to shift by turn? You seen it was that turn. That turn actually is the, even like I share another one I could have got really into. I went word in the day is the snake eating its tail, right? Is the turn. You're going one way, but time's not linear. It's not. It feeds back into a loop. Why? Because we know in the highest realm of consciousness, this is all connected to being linear. That we know in the highest aspects of this, once you go through fourth, fifth density, sixth, seventh density, you're talking about now becoming your higher self. Hear what I'm saying? When you step into being your higher self, which our higher self and our guides are always instructing us and giving us direction now, right? And our higher self is us. Your Akashic records are stored in your higher self. Say it again. Your Akashic records, the records are hidden in your higher self. That's where they are, in those higher realms of self. So when they called you weird or a weirdo because you didn't fit in and you were just different, it's praise. They may not know it, but that goes with the system. People don't know what's going on. They are living in their belief systems, which cast them down on the rocks. Your belief systems could be your downfall when you think your belief system, and it's really it's really an allegorical truth more than a historical belief system truth. Then you start seeing that this is empowering to be weird. So if you want to join a club called the Weirdo Club, this would be them that know how to turn, how to maneuver with power. And guess what they do? They know how to make the U-turn from destiny or fate, temporal fates, to start inclusionary working towards their higher self, because they can make turns. They can U-turn. What do you think U-turn comes from? It's a connectivity. That's why you even take the infinity 8, right? That 8, you play 8, and what you do with the 8, lay it down. You got a figure 8 track, but you got infinity. And where's it connected to? It loops back within itself. Spiral, which is how we know energetic fields. Your energy, your actually energy can't be what? Destroyed. Your soul can't be destroyed, but your soul can be in doom imprint and be in places of amnesia, right? So when you folks got kicked out of your churches, your synagogues in India and Russia, thank you. I was looking up our charts and some of our stuff on YouTube, right? I was looking up like our who's watching Feminine and Masculine, what countries, and I found out over there in India and Russia, there's some folks watch me. Thank you guys. Appreciate that, because this is a global awakening for them, or awakening. There's people in every aspect of this world that are waking up to the reality of who they are, because the energetic field is changing as we go into different areas of self. And as we're raising our consciousness, it's raising the vibration of what's happening. And we got something has always tried to stop us by putting the cog so there's no movement, right? And people get stuck. And where do most people get stuck at? They're always going to get stuck in a certain place. You know, that place that people get stuck at is their mind. Their mind. They get stuck in their mind, their own thinking. They get stuck in their own thinking in their own mind. And that's definitely something that happens. That's where you get stuck at. Why? Because you're stuck in the place of, when you start looking at it, we actually fell hard, right? I've talked about this before, the so-called fall, us falling from a place in space of connections of all, where nothingness is everything. And really there's no requirement when you're in nothingness, because you're the being, you're just being. And then we decide to make a agreement, and we fall really hard into 3D density, and we have this huge thing that accompanies us, the abandonment, hence from where we came, right? I mentioned this over and over, from where we came. Then we get splintered into duality, from oneness and nothingness is all, and just the complete unity of self, of who you are, what you are, where you came from, even though the agreement was to ascend again through the experience of coming here. But it's a hard fall, right? It's a very, very, very hard fall. It splinters you off. It gives you abandonment issues, and it's followed by total amnesia, because you don't know whence you came. And the more you live, and you're not being vibrated back to being weird, because the weirdos find themselves again, from what I see here. The weirdos have power. That's what weird means. Come on now. That's why we're here using these words and breaking down stuff and breaking down the reality from the fake and the false realities that's been presented to us. So we stay dense and declined and descended, so we can easily be propagated. Hence, you know what I mean, to really understanding that thou art that which is. And being weird is actually an empowering meaning of somebody that's in spiritual authority, because they've changed and they can U-turn any situation that would benefit them into ascension. I mean, I'm shaking my head going, wow, that's what weirdo. So if you want to join a club, want to start a club, I say we be the weirdo club. I don't care what other people think, because they don't know. And, and anybody that's awakened and coming, this really starts having the knowledge to know. And I really have been figuring this out for myself, even, that I really was sent here, not that I get glory out of triggering people, but the trigger I believe I'm sent here by presenting a truth is to trigger people back into being weird. Why? Because that's where you find yourself, in the weirdos. The weirdos are ascenders. The weirdos gain the wheel. They gain the wheel within the wheel, which is the will within the will, to make the U-turns that need to be made when you need to change directions from something that's temporal, that you may need to learn an experience and a lesson of wisdom from, but to say, this little destiny gig is over. Let's go. Fate gig is over. We're on the road again. We're the wheel within the wheel, getting the cogs out, doing the self-work, the shadow work. Why? Because we're weird. When I understand what weird really means, and we just read it. That's etymology. And etymology, what is etymology again? The source, right, of the origination of where the word comes from. That's really what it is. Man, it was mind-blowing when I was directed to look up this word, and I go, man, weird is not something different. And I know being different definitely is connected to them have woken up out of their slumbering and sleeping, right? And cleaned their eyes and started having revelation knowledge, and not realizing there's something by hook or crook here that just doesn't really simulate to being the truth, as it turns into you start seeing the simulation. But anyways, that's a whole different aspect of what we're talking about. But it's interconnected to how we see everything in the matrix or the matrix or the sim, right? Don't be anti-sim. Just like that word. Think about it, what I just said. Don't be anti-sim. Medic. Sim. Simulation. Ding, 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 ding. Weirdos. Revelation for the weirdos. Can you grasp it, get it, know it, process it, and grow? But again, thank you guys for everything. Let me know how to maneuver that. This definitely was the first time me trying StreamYard, it seemed pretty cool. I like, I'm one to share the work that I do, and I like to share pages. I do share videos too. That's one thing I think I probably can do by just going and doing it. I think you have the capability. And I also know that if I use this, I definitely have to upgrade it, and it will be $20 a month more, which is fine, because it would be an upgrade. And then the computer so I can get what's needed, so I can add the mics. The mics, I can try it again, but the Bluetooth, as I explained in past videos, but you guys are awesome. Let me see how to end this. You guys are definitely awesome. I'm going to put this on the screen. I'm probably going to have to edit from here. I'm believing, not where I usually do, through the platform I use, Zoom, and then putting it on my computer. But maybe I can. But maybe if I could use it here, it'd even be more functionally better for me. But anyways, you guys have an outstanding, brilliant day, and I appreciate you. And how do you guys even put in the comments, how did you like me using StreamYard? And I've been contemplating StreamYard. It seems like people's kind of number one choice, so definitely. But anyways, dboy West Coast Uncensored, right? dboy WCU, right? Cash App, dboy, everything small letters, not capitals. WCU, Cash App, Daniel Abril, and that Daniel and that A in Abril are capital letters. The Daniel and the A and the D in Daniel and the A in Abril are huge letters. But you guys have a great day. First day time using StreamYard. Let's see.